Hello and welcome. Today, the game we're checking out is Warhammer 40,000 Freeblade. This skin is a skin that is reminiscent of Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus, and the soundtrack that is playing right now is the Mechanicus soundtrack. The reason we're doing that is because 2 years ago, the first time I checked out this game, the soundtrack, any of the music in the game, did not get copyright claimed. Nowadays, it does. The guy that did the score for the game actively copyright claims everything he can. So we're not using the music. And this is actually the PC version. I didn't realize there was a Windows version of this game. The first time we played this, which was over 2 years ago at this point, we did the BlueStacks version, which was the Google Play version. And the downside of this version, the Windows version, is that in the Google Play one, all you had to do was connect your Google Play account, and you could do the events. You still needed, I never did multiplayer, because multiplayer still wanted you to connect Facebook on the Google Play version. But this one, there's nothing but Facebook when it comes to doing the events. So, because of that, there's no score. Even though I've beaten all of this, obviously, there's no score. There's none of this. I can't see the global scores. This is the downside of the Windows version, but I'm glad this version exists in general, that I don't have to deal with BlueStacks anymore to play this. I wish I knew this came out. I would have checked it out a lot sooner. This came out sometime after we did the BlueStacks version back then. The game keeps giving me these. We don't need these. We do not need any kind of power boost, but it keeps giving me them for no reason. So the game does not let you redo the original mission, like the tutorial mission, which is a shame. Okay, first off, I'm gonna have to turn this down a little. It's louder than I expected. That should be good. But yeah, these are obviously endgame weapons I'm using, where I've got this laser beam and this lightning cannon. This is the lightning cannon you get for beating the final boss. It's great. Great for clearing out infantry. So for those that don't know, the way this game works, there's like two ways to play this game. You can either just mindlessly exterminate orcs, which is a fine way to do it. It's a fun way to do it. And then there is the other way to play this game, which is trying to get high scores. Trying to get as many points as possible. And to do that, you have to do things like maintaining multipliers. The scout reports show the Mega Dredge should be in this sector. So for example, like I just took all them out, and in these downtime moments, if you just sit around, your multiplier goes down. But you can actually keep the multiplier going. Oh, whoops. I instantly killed him. Didn't get to see the epic exchange that the game lets you do. To keep the multiplier going, you can destroy objects in the environment to kind of like fill the space in between Oh, whoops, accidentally killed him again. The chain lightning got him. I was trying to take out the infantry before before going to him. Obviously, like I said, this is an endgame. This is an endgame build right now. We're gonna blow through these early missions very quickly. But I want to do the whole campaign. Yeah, I can't remember the guy, his name, the guy that did the soundtrack. I saw it because he actively copyrighted some of the old videos of Freeblade that I had. The initials are like HG or something. I keep thinking like Harvey Dent, but I know that's not it. Obviously, if the last initial is G, but that's the only thing that comes to my mind is like, yeah, Harvey Dent's copyright claiming these songs on YouTube. Okay, one of these times we're gonna do one of the clashes. Stop running, you runts. Turn back and shoot. But yeah, for taking out infantry, the lightning cannon is great. You see that? How it you just blast away and it gets all of them. This next mission, I'll put on a different... I'll put on a different weapon. So you can see the difference. Let's do... Which one did we just do? This one? We're up to Green Tide, I think. Sure, Gatling Cannon and the Stubber. These are probably two of the worst. Two of the worst weapons you can use in this game. But we still are overpowered, so even still, we are still, like, we're getting the power boost from those random items, and we're, like, endgame level 2, so... Like, you saw the gear we were getting, it was, like, in the 10s and 20s. And the gear we're using is in, like... The ones we had were super high, but these are, like, near 200, if not over 200. Yeah, and that shield thing that just popped up, that's something you actively have to worry about. Your only means of defense is clicking those when something powerful is about to hit you. Okay. I almost killed him again. Oh, I messed it up anyways. That was the slowest one of those I've ever seen. We didn't get the critical. I've never seen one of those move that slow. Okay, on to Chapter 2. We'll keep these weaker weapons for a little bit. Try them out on a few of these. Man, the Stubber is really so terrible, though. We'll block that. Come on over. Yeah, we's the fattest. The fattest. No, the fastest. And the shootiest. Yeah, where are those orcs? Just a group of orcs that are just huge and take pride in being the fattest orcs there ever were. Proudly proclaim it, just like these ones proudly proclaim their speedy fastness. Oh man, it died so fast we didn't even get to see it. All right, this one, let's do thermal cannon. Thermal cannon, Melta, and I'll show off this as well. The other melee weapon. Oh, my boys, what something. Oh yeah, I didn't even show off that yet. The missile launcher that's on top. Yeah, the Melta is not easy. Like, you definitely want something that can easily clear out infantry. And the Melta is not great for that. The Melta is a great companion for taking out big vehicles, especially when you're low level, and this stuff is not nearly as easy as it is here. But when you don't have something that can clear out the little units easily, it can quickly become problematic. Either those little units piling up and doing damage to you, or you not progressing to the next stage of the mission fast enough. And if it's a timed mission, you could potentially fail just because of it. But obviously, we are such a high level currently that that's not going to happen. Yes, he's going to rip our heads off. So this thing, it's hard to tell with this because the bar is massive. Raise the lion, Freeblade. The armor column is something. It was hard to tell with that because we're such a high level that, like, you couldn't really tell the difference in what was going on there with the melee that we just used. But the difference between these two is that the gauntlet, the bar is a lot smaller, but it's always a critical hit. Where you can lose out on a lot of points by finishing off the big enemies with this if you don't crit on the finish. The gauntlet guarantees that every time you hit, it's gonna be a crit, but it's a lot harder to land that hit on. All right, let's go back to that. We'll experiment. We'll show off the battle cannon as well. And we'll show off the autocannon. Freeblade, eliminate those captains before they rally other greenskins and destroy you. Yeah, the Graviton laser is fantastic because it's versatile. Where it's great. We killed that thing so fast. It's great for clearing the little units, just like that. And it's great for getting rid of vehicles. I mean, usually it takes a little longer than that. You have to, like, hold the laser on it for a prolonged period of time, but it is still good at doing it. Even if you're facing things that are closer to your level. All right, we're on chapter 3 now, forest fighting. Oh, I didn't show off the autocannon yet. The autocannon is the other weakest option, along with the Gatling and the Stubber. Here it's still overpowered, but it's basically having like a Stubber or the Gatling just on the top of your Freeblade. So in this place, it's actually harder. This place is actually harder to maintain the multipliers than in the other zone we were just in. Because you gotta shoot those lamps, that's one way, and then like here, you can destroy the like plating that's on the bridges. You can't destroy it everywhere, like it doesn't do it there. Yep, gotta be on a lookout for those lamps as much as you possibly can. We shall cleanse these woods of orc scum. Honestly, I wish this game got a proper sequel. This game is like 10 years old at this point. And who knows when it's just gonna disappear. I think things like this, it needing Facebook, is the reason it doesn't have a Steam release, because it has a Windows release now. That's what we're playing right now. But it still doesn't have a official Steam release. And I wish it did. Like, if there was a paid version that just took out the ads, absolutely I would get it. Or even if you kept in the ads. I'm pretty sure Space Wolf kept in the ads. Oh, geez, didn't let me save them. Yeah, yes, I know. Yeah, sometimes the controls are wonky. Like, right there, it was really fighting me to do anything about those. Which, that's actually something important to note, is that, yes, the controls are still a little wonky with this, because all you're using is left and right mouse. That is it for multiple things. Like, it's not uncommon for the game to fuck up if you're trying to laser something that has one of those shields on it. Like, if a shield is showing like that, and I try and go point at it to laser, you're not gonna laser it. You have to, because it's all different, because it's all the actions on 2 buttons, you have to do things like point directly next to the shield and then laser and drag it over. And sometimes, if that kind of thing fucks up and you double click, you'll do this instead, because that's just double clicking the same button. The only thing that's on something else besides left click is your secondary weapon. But this is still... Oh, whoops. I should have done the melee. But this is still better than the options, than the controls that I had back before there was any official PC controls for this game. When I was playing this on BlueStacks, it did not work. Like, when you just load up the game on BlueStacks, you can't just play it. You have to make your own control scheme, because the tutorial demands that you do certain things before you can continue. And because of that, there was like real limitations that I had playing the BlueStack version. It's doing it again. Look at this shit. Come on. There we go. It really fights you on those. It really does. And the tutorial has one of those things again. But in the tutorial one, when you're playing on the BlueStacks version, there's like things that are actively not bound at all, and you have to decide the controls for yourself. You have to go set them up. And I remember for the secondary weapon, what I had, I had it bound to up on the arrow keys so that I could mouse around and click on everything with my primary weapon. But my secondary was on the up arrow key. No fear, the Vox Tower is something. But yeah, see, where I can do this, I can look over here and I can do that. I can aim the secondary. I couldn't aim the secondary in the BlueStacks version. I remember I had to, like, position it with the primary, and then I would hit it up on the arrow key, and wherever the secondary happened to be pointing, that's where it would fire. So I would try and do things like aim it like that, and then go, and then like rapid fire all at once, because that was the most I could do on the BlueStacks version. Was try and get to a good angle and then just unload all of it at once. So I am sure glad I don't have to do that anymore. Despite losing out on events, I'm glad I don't gotta do that. I was trying to destroy the lamp. Yeah, we're really getting nothing here for rewards, but I expected that because we're doing nothing but super low-level stuff. Alright, the only thing we have not shown off, we showed off the missile launcher, the only thing we have not showed off is the rocket launcher. Yeah, especially, like, not clearing the level, but getting the high scores in a lot of the later levels is actually fairly tough. Because they will do things like have enemies run off screen immediately, or when they run onto screen, you can't hit them, kind of thing. Oh, accidentally took that thing out. Cut down the monster, Freeblade. Like, there are certain things where you, like, this bridge over here. There's a mission where you walk under that bridge and Heraclean Bastion, Chaos. There's a mission where you walk under that bridge, and as you are walking under, orcs appear on top of it, and they start shooting you. And you only get a glimpse of, like, one of them as they're walking out. And the way to get rid of them... what do we just do? The shield? And the way to get rid of them is to aim the lightning cannon. Right as you see them, you aim the lightning cannon up to the left, and you fire at, like, the top left of the screen, and the chain lightning gets them. You have to be creative when it comes to getting high scores in this game. We'll keep the glove. The gauntlet. Chaos, the traders of corn are here. That sigil, the same one cursing your brothers and uncle. Yeah, the opening sequence is the main character here. His house. Because he's from, like, a noble house, so it's like one of those things where it's House Dracus. So the beginning, the tutorial level is House Dracus being attacked, and you go through, like, a sequence of stuff where you see your relatives get taken out by chaos one by one, and you're the last one left. And that's like what the game is your, like, revenge story going after chaos. Because the Dark Angels save you in the beginning, so you help them out as well. But ultimately, it's a revenge story against chaos. Master Tigraine, hold your positions. It would seem that Tigraine's suicidal assault goes poorly. Yeah, all these items are trash. When my inventory fills up, the game will automatically get rid of them. I won't have to worry about any of that. A greater evil. Yeah, I certainly don't want to connect Facebook to this thing. But I gotta admit, what is this? Are the orcs making some kind of insane assault? The greenskins approach, destroy them. I admit I was tempted. Look out for the Blitza boomers. Shoot those bombs down before they hit you. Yeah, these things, you see that? They shoot big bombs. I was tempted to make, like, a shell account, like a fake Facebook account, just to connect to this. Because there is content that is, like, locked specifically to event mode and multiplayer mode. Trying to... Didn't work. I was trying to fire past him to lightning chain all of the orcs running at me. All these orcs were running from what? Yeah, I've never figured out where the other half of this is. It always says, like, there's over 100 enemies here, and I don't know where... Like, maybe they just continuously run down at you? But it seems kind of tough to do, firing past them. Maybe you have to patiently wait there until they run all the way down the ramp. And like over time, like 60 orcs are gonna run down. Good, I'm finally out of those night power boost things. Like I said, I don't even like those things. I've already beaten the game without ever using them. So, like, that was something that after the fact, after I beat the game, it decided I needed a bunch of them. Yeah, this area, this set of levels in this place, probably the best for maintaining multipliers. There's a lot of stuff to destroy in these places. Oh, whoops. Didn't get to do the the assault with him. The melee exchange. But yeah, even without it, even without the night power boost, we're still gonna be super overpowered. The Dark Angels can handle this. You should be supporting the others. All right, we're on this one now. We are cut off, Freeblade. I recommend you flee while you still can. Yeah, oddly enough, they... Oh, look at that. Guaranteed you can take those out. It's just like a crazy angle to have to do it. That's what I mean by if you're trying to get like the absolute high score. They throw stuff in these levels like that to actually make it tough. Where you gotta think outside the box of like how do you even get rid of those as they're flying up there like that? Maybe I could have done it with either the missile launcher, like if I had used this, or the chain lightning. Maybe the chain lightning could have got over that. Over this, over like the top of the structure. The gate, it is closing. You're trapped. Rip the knight limb from limb. Yes, and this is where it gets revealed that there's another member of House Dracus still alive. Who dares? Fall back. Khorne will be displeased with our failure. It turns out we're not the last member. We just did this one, right? Yeah, we're on to the next one. We're not the last member of House Dracus alive. This guy that we're about to get introduced to is still alive. Shoot down a dem. I missed what the last part was. And they do have harder versions of these missions as well. We're still overpowered for a lot of them. But they do have additional, that's what all those things listed underneath the missions that we've been selecting have been. I'll go look at one after this. Show off what it is. Yep, smash their faces in. Almost let that thing get away. The Freeblade returns. Together we will crush warp spawn and greenskins alike. But yes, there are additional missions, and the difficulty of the mission increases with each of these. So this one is an escort mission, this one is a timed one, this one you have to kill X amount of a specific target. But if you kill everything on every single one of these, this kind is not going to be any more challenging. The reason I'm doing the original ones for this is so that we can see the story and the cutscenes as we go along, because it cuts that stuff out for the other ones. Praise the Lion, Dark Angels, claim those anti-air guns. Oh geez, yep, that one was aiming at us. Would have dealt some decent damage if we had been the right level for this. Destroy that, good to go. Oh, no, gotta wait patiently. Take and hold this sector. But yeah, high score hunting is not nearly as satisfying when you can't actually see what the score is. It is unfortunate that that aspect seems to be... Maybe that shows up. Now the AA guns are in our control. Our tech marines need to route power to the 2 generators, protect them, Freeblade. Maybe that aspect does show up when you connect to Facebook. That's what I'm presuming, but I don't know. I don't know if that's actually how it would work. I just know it was working on the BlueStacks version, and it's certainly not working on this one. Down goes the Decimator. But considering this game is 10 years old, and there's still so few, like, action games for Warhammer 40K in general. Like, what I mean by that is games where you actually control somebody and you go through, like, a war scene like this. Like, it's pretty much this and Space Marine, and that's about it. Like, most 40K games are either turn-based or RTSs or some kind of strategy game involved. This is one of the few that is, like, actively you in the middle of a war scene. Come on, get over here. Those things that just flew up, the Hellblades, those are one of the things I was specifically referring to when I was talking about getting rid of them is a pain because of the shield that appears on them. They're the ones that you kind of have to get your primary weapon going before aiming at them, or else you're just going to activate their shield. We almost have, or activate your shield while they're trying to attack you, when it's more efficient just to gun them down. By the throne, the Imperium rules the skies. Yeah, too bad there's not like a hard mode. It'd be nice if there was like a hard mode that was like tuned for a endgame character. Not one that required you to get higher and higher gear like the regular campaign does. Not that. Just one that is in general more suitable for an endgame character. Like a New Game Plus kind of thing. But yeah, crazy that this game has been going for 10 years. And there's not DLC for it, there's not a sequel. Right? It's been orcs and chaos from the start. There's no additional factions you ever face. The devs have just been rolling with this the whole time. Lightning blast all of them. By the Emperor, what is this abomination? These things, those skulls do a ton of damage if they hit you. The game totally just bugged out there. And it damaged me because of it. That was the first time that the Freeblade has taken significant damage like that, and it was a bug. What the hell? Yeah, that's one thing. This game is certainly not bug-free. There are certainly bugs in it. Especially when you get deep into the campaign. Because, oh my god, if you play this game legit, if you don't, like, spend money to make the campaign go faster, this campaign takes so long. I remember the first time I went through it, because this is the second time I've gone through it. The first time I went through it, it took me like probably like 2 or 3 months to get towards the end game. Because it progress blocks you so often. Incoming a Helldrake. Yeah, see those Helldrakes? Or not the Helldrakes, I forget what they're called now. Those things, it tempts you to block them like that when it's way more effective just to get rid of them. Hellblades, that's what they're called. Open the gates, we will find and rescue Master Tigraine. We're getting close to another encounter like that where I do remember it bugs out. We have purged something. Now we cleanse the bastion of greenskins. But yeah, the bastion, I was saying that it has a ton of things to maintain the multipliers, and it does. Like the pipes, you can destroy the pipes, you can destroy the little barriers. There's also statues and pillars you can get rid of, as well as like lights on the wall as well. See, that statue gone. Dark Angels, take and hold this sector. I'm sure the Dark Angels would not be, like, pleased with you if they saw you just blowing up, like, the Imperium statues for no reason. But it's absolutely necessary to maintain multipliers. Down they go. See, the game loves wasting your time like this. Like, during that, if we're, like, patiently waiting for this thing to get over here so we can do the melee with it, that's when destroying, like, the barriers and stuff would have been good. Try and, like, space them out strategically to maintain that, the multiplier. And it also does this, where it, like, just has you stare at a wall for too long to try and drain your multiplier. It does that too. Whoops. Sick of you smashing up my boys, so I'll show him how Necruncha does it. It would seem you have his full attention, Freeblade. Yeah, Necruncha. If you go through the game the regular way, like not leveled up like we are right now, Necruncha is probably the hardest boss. Like, the gear requirements to even face the final boss makes the final boss not so challenging in comparison, but like the level requirements to face Necruncha are relatively low. So when you get to him, he's pretty tough. And that's just the first time you face him, not the second time. But yeah, certainly no other game lets you feel really what it would be like to go through a battle scene as an Imperial Knight and just decimate everything. Oh, and also our damage and health are lowering every time, like our knight is slowly getting worn down from doing all of these missions. When it gets to the red, Our health and damage slowly go down each, like, color tier, but when we get to the red, eventually it's just not even gonna let us do the missions anymore. But by then, we will be significantly nerfed. I don't know if it'll be nerfed enough to where this starts being a challenge. It won't start being a challenge until we get to, like, the end game stuff, probably. Yeah, see, like, that thing couldn't use my primary to get to it. Had to angle it just right and use the secondary. There is a lot of stuff like that. Ooh, I thought the chain lightning was gonna get rid of him. Thought it was gonna kill him before I could do this. We're in the hundreds now. I've not been looking at their level. On this one I will, to see what level they are compared to us. Waiting on this thing. 27. And we're like 46, so we're 20 levels higher than them still. Just trying to hold on to that multiplier best I can. Didn't hold on to it long enough. Dropped down to a 6. Could have hit those. Those lights on the wall. That probably would have helped enough. Yeah, because when you finish with the multiplier, when you finish with the crit while your multiplier is active, when you do those big kills on the larger enemies, it's your multiplier times 1,000. So you can get 8,000 extra points. If you've got the full multiplier. I think a bunch of, yep, the buggies come out here. We're not killing them with a single blast anymore. The Humi one legit. Freeblade, I believe we have found what the heretics were looking for. The trees bleed. Oh yeah, now we should be getting introduced to the other guy. The guy that saved us. Remember, Freeblade, the taint of the warp invites nightmares. Yeah, without seeing... I remember it took me so long to get to this point. Do not trust what you see, focus on your mission. I remember it taking so long for me to get to this point, my first run through, that I had no idea what Freeblade was seeing in this forest. Like, I thought he was just, like, getting corrupted by chaos or something, but he's actively going to see, like, the visions of his family getting murdered by chaos. He's gonna get reminded of it. See? That's like his brother or something. Getting taken out by a decimator. Oh no, his brother got taken out by a tank right after taking out a decimator. Yeah, he got, like, obliterated by a Melta tank right after doing good enough to get rid of a decimator. Soften him up a bit. Man, the Mechanicus soundtrack is so good. And it's even better that the composer does not actively copyright claim everything that has it in YouTube. Who knows? Maybe the guy that composed all the... Oh, we can't proceed because we're, like, in the red. Maybe the guy that composed all the music for this game, maybe he's just trying to retire. and copyright claiming everything, all Freeblade content ever made was his way of getting himself like a retirement plan going. Who knows? But regardless, I am going to have to take a break and come back because this thing, it wants me to watch an ad. Or I can wait 7 minutes for repairs. We're gonna wait. I'll just come back in a little bit. Alright, we're back. Where did we leave off? It was this one. You know what I could do? So these are all too low of level to use on this stage. That's why they're red. We'll do this. We'll equip the weakest stuff we can. Just to show what it's like using that kind of gear. We'll do that from here on out. I didn't have gear weak enough for the stuff at the very beginning. Now I do, now that we went through it, but... Yeah, see, this is more appropriate when it comes to the damage that we're doing. What it should be like. Oh. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm not changing the claw. We're keeping the gauntlet. I want that still to be easy. You survived the ritual, says that guy. Oh, the ritual of becoming a knight. That's right. That's another thing we did not see, is that in the tutorial, it's our character's first day of becoming a Imperial Knight. Like, he's going through the ritual to become one. And then, like, right as he's coming out of the ritual, the place is getting attacked by chaos at the same time. I always like that part. That part's pretty neat. Weakness has led to the downfall of your once noble house. It burns as our souls burn. You were too weak to save us. Okay, we can still use that gear, so we're gonna keep it. Okay. Well done for making it this far. Oh, we're finally getting to see this guy. Remember, the warp will use your senses against you. Altorus is his name. Blood flows, rage incarnate. Oh, I missed it. Kneel at the throne of skulls. I managed to get one of them. Yeah, see? Oh, jeez. The, clicking on that guy's shield is the reason I couldn't get the last one. Your might is stronger than their will. But yeah, stuff like that is what I mean by the controls get in the way of each other. Like, it absolutely got in the way there to where I could not get that Hellblade flying by. But in general, that sequence would have been a lot easier if I had the laser. Or the chain lightning. Both would have gotten them a lot easier. That's close enough, Freeblade. Okay, we can't use that one. Let's go, this then. Those marks of chaos you see. They are an attempt to bring a terrible evil into the world. Felfurion, a bloodthirster, greater demon of corn. You gonna get this? You got it. Fine, I'll do it. Felfurion was banished to the warp millennia ago after slaying somebody. With 8 of those marks aligned, Felfurion can breach something. We must not let this happen. Just like there. I went to click those shields, and it activated that secondary weapon instead, the missile launcher. Definitely not what I was trying to do, but because everything's bound to the same keys, that happened instead. Like, you'd think, especially on PC, that, like, maybe there's an option to change it. I didn't really... Though I have been in the settings, I sure did not see something in there that lets you change it. But you would think there would be an option to let you change it. Just put, like, the missiles on, like, a number or something. Put it on 1 or 2. But activating the shield on like, 1. And put the missiles on 2 or something. Well, we're going back up to the 300. It's the only thing we have that we can use. I thought the boss said something. Yeah, at least we could change the controls on the BlueStacks version, the Google Play version, but I don't know how much freedom. I don't remember how much freedom I had when it came to adjusting those controls. Not much from what I remember. It was very limited control changing from what I recall. Because it was trying to convert the controls of a touchscreen game into PC controls, which they have done the legwork in this release to do that, but that legwork was not done for that. Considering BlueStacks lets you play games that are not intended for PC use like that. Definitely not their goal. For any of those games on BlueStacks, making them PC friendly. Gate breached, advance. The odd thing is, as time has gone on, BlueStacks has actually gotten worse and worse because it's like, there's so much extra garbage you gotta do with BlueStacks nowadays to get it to even work. Stuff that's like not even worth it. And they're doing that to try and make the games that didn't work on their system before work. So like as newer, fancier games, you'll mess everything up. Orc Machines is best, but my machines is even bestest. I will take this route, Freeblade. They cannot defend against our something. But as new and shinier and fancier games have been released that BlueStacks has been trying to have on their platform, they've had to like jump through more and more hoops to make it work on there. And the thing is, a lot of those games have PC releases now. So it's like not even worth it. Because before BlueStacks just wouldn't work. If you tried to play a game that was like beyond its capabilities, it just wouldn't work. Now it like doesn't let you do that. It's like, oh, you didn't jump through the dozen hoops to play that game that you don't have installed? Sorry. You can't play anything else on here either. And like, that's really the reason I gave up on BlueStacks. I was like, to hell with this thing. I'm not doing all that. Oh, missed one. Onwards to Urgrim, to victory. Maybe it's not Necrusha or whatever the orc was from earlier. I think the super hard boss I was thinking of was Urgrim. I guess we're going to this. That Necruncha is a Burke. We would got some more boys. No, if this is Necruncha, this is the boss fight I was thinking of. I'm cut off. I will try and find a way around. But yeah, this is, regardless of which orc this is the boss fight I was talking about, where if you go through the game the slow and arduous way, this boss fight is actually tough. Especially if you don't have like a mountain of revives stacked up or anything. Because the revives are really just cheating anyways. But the game actively lets the player cheat if they want to, though. Yeah, should have done more killing. So it was Erdrim. All right, jumping in there. The beasts are weakened. Kill, kill. Oh, yes, we get to see the Chaos Demons and the Orcs fight each other now. Let's get our Tech Marines in something. Secure the area and protect our Tech Marines. Yeah, I feel like there's obviously a lot less people clamoring for a, like, new and remade Freeblade, one that is not so money hungry, right? One that is not trying to squeeze every ounce of monetization out of their player base. If there was just like a Freeblade where, you know, there's no microtransactions, none of that. You just play and that's it. Like, compared to, like, Space Marine, where Space Marine... I never thought Space Marine was gonna get a sequel. But seeing the sequel nowadays, I am very much glad that there is one coming out. But at the time, when Space Marine came out, I never thought there was going to be a sequel. Oh, I accidentally killed it somehow. Our faith will protect us. The Dark Angels will not fall. Area secure. But yeah. There's definitely a lot less clamoring for a sequel to this game than the clamoring that there was for a sequel to Space Marine. But I still very much would like there to be a real sequel to this game. We are pleased you made it through, Freeblade. It's not letting me destroy that thing. That is an enemy. There, now I can. We're definitely starting to feel the power difference now. Except with the chain lightning. This chain lightning obviously is still overpowered, but the stubber is starting to feel very weak. But all my armor is still endgame armor, so regardless, none of them are gonna hurt me. Caught that missile out of the sky last second right before it hit me. If I remember right, the other level that bugs out at the encounter at the end of the game, or at the end of the level, is coming up real soon. I think it's one of these. I will call it out when it happens, and we'll try and... I think it's this one, actually. I think it is this one. We'll try and get it to bug out. Those missile launchers that I destroyed up there, those things are actually extremely problematic. Hopefully that got that orc. Trying to fire in the backwards like that with the chain lightning, it might have. Okay, anything to maintain the multiplier. No, I killed them too fast. Okay, I got those. Yeah, it's this thing that's about to walk out. This is the one that bugs out. Patiently waiting. Okay, it did not break this time. Specifically what happened last time when it broke for me was that I think I failed the first one. I failed the encounter like that, and it completed the mission anyways. All right, up to the laser. My boys, where the boys at? I knew you was gonna be back. And the thing about these portals, if you want like as much kills as possible, you gotta like hang out by them a little bit. The only problem is, you gotta really space out the stuff that keeps the multiplier going, or else you lose the entire thing. You lose all the momentum. So like here, I'm gonna try and take them out one at a time to keep the multiplier going. All right, now we go forward. Almost forgot about that missile launcher that was in front of me. Those things really are really rough to get rid of. So what we gotta do here, yep, slowly bait it out. Try and maintain. Okay, well, that screwed us over. See, that is another problem. The fact that the confirm for that is also bound to the same button everything else is bound to. That happens very often, where you're just trying to, like, shoot things in the background, and it auto-confirms for the, one of those. Now we go face Necruncha. This ends now, Yumi. Boys think I'm weak, but now I know something. So Necruncha. In order to 3-star his is actually kind of troublesome. You gotta be really quick. Almost have done it. Because you gotta get to him with the 8 times multiplier. And there's very limited time and enemies to do it. And if you don't blast, because he's up top, there's the thing he's on, and then he's on top, like Tommy riding on top of his Godzilla Megazord from the original Power Rangers series. That's what Necruncha's doing on top, so you gotta blast him instead of the thing he's riding. Which, oh my god, bringing that up. I don't know if anybody remembers it, but there is a... If you go watch those old episodes of Power Rangers, they only did this, I think, once. But they did do it. And I'm surprised, like, not many people draw attention to it, because it's ridiculous. Where they only did this once, but... Who knows? Maybe they did it more than once, but I know they did it at least once. Because he was not the Green Ranger for very long, even though, like, everybody remembers him. The Green Ranger so fondly. When he was introduced that way, but... He would play his, like, flute dagger. And he would jump up, he would, like, do, like, a crazy super jump and stand on top of the green Megazord. His green Godzilla Dragon Megazord. He would play his flute from on top of his head. That's how he would control it. I know you have questions. I have a sacred calling, says this guy. Oh, yeah, there's one alive. Gotta watch out for that kind of stuff. Never know when one guy is gonna hold you up. But yeah, so he played his, like, his flute dagger from on top of its head. Like he's Link from Legend of Zelda, but just controlling Megazords that way. Too dangerously close. I could have done the thing, but I didn't think it was gonna activate. I didn't trust it. It's good to see you one last time, says El Taurus. And then he dies. Even his Even his Freeblade does a little, like, death animation and everything. Even though you would think it wouldn't move. He would die. He would make a little movement like that inside his, inside of there, but it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't have, like, a death throw like that. Okay, we're at the very end. It's gonna block me right before the final one. It's gonna, like, make the health go red. Freeblade, the truth few knew. No, it is a secret you something. Zuphiel is a fallen dark angel, one in service of Khorne. Once a loyal son of the Primarch, now he has turned towards chaos, our great shame as a chapter. It is not too late. Stop him and save this world from blood and death. Yeah, I still have not finished my thought. The Godzilla. Oh, whoops. I was too spoiled with the other one. What I was trying to get at with all that is that in that one particular time, they stopped doing this. As far as I know, they did it once. If they did it more than once, that's hilarious, but they might have only done it once, which is that during the Megazord fight of probably the green dragon versus, like, the regular Power Rangers, their Megazord all combined is probably what was going on. They just, like, glued a figure. They glued, like, an action figure of the Green Ranger to the top of his head. And you can see, like, the Megazord, like, moving around and fighting. And, like, there he is, just on top of the head, just, like, super glued to there, because he's supposed to be up there playing the flute. So, like, at least one time, they chose to actually put a little figure of him up there, and it looked so absurd. Freeblade, return to the Fist of Caliban and prepare yourself. I fear our greatest challenge is something. But yeah, I only know that because I went and watched those episodes. Like, I went back and watched those episodes as an adult. Not like all of it. Not like the whole first season of Power Rangers. But like specifically, because it's like a 5-episode introduction to Tommy. Something like that. I went back and watched those. But alright, here we are at the very end. Our mighty Khorne, Lord of Skulls, your harbinger nears. Zuphiel, cut him down, now! So the way to get 3 stars on this, my master grants me such gifts of slaughter. And now in return I grant one unto him, and all of you. The galaxy shall drown in blood and the fury of Khorne incarnate. Blood of the Emperor, he has become the 8th mark. Freeblade, you must send this greater demon screaming back into the hell fail, and we all are damned. So what we gotta do here, I already fucked up by destroying those. What we gotta do here is, like, he sends those fireballs at me. You gotta slowly kinda just get rid of these enemies. Try to take as little damage as possible. Because that is pretty much our cue to finish him off. To stop playing around and finish him off is when our health starts to get rather low. Because we could finish him relatively easy. Yeah, but I just fucked up. So now we finish him. When the Freeblade starts moving like that, that's how we know we're in the next phase. I'm just gonna ignore the Helldrake flying above. Because I don't want to wait 20 minutes before I can do this fight again. since we already went into it in the orange. Losing might put us in the red. And then I would have to wait an inconvenient amount of time before we could do it again. But that's what you do, is you drag your feet. You drag your feet in doing damage to him so you can stack up kills as long as possible. And the sound mixing on this part's all fucked up, so you can't hear what this guy says anyways. Like, even with the regular music in place, the sound mixing on this part is terrible. For some reason, the audio on the guy talking is way too low. Probably because not many people actually beat this game, so not many people reported this bug to them. Because like I said, you try and beat this game legit, what is this bug? This is absolutely a bug. I haven't seen this one before. That's not where he's supposed to be walking through. He's walking through the wrong way. He's supposed to be coming through here. What the hell was that? Oh yeah, that was a super bug. Never seen that one before. But yeah, we did it. There, see, we did it. That's how you get the 3-star medals on that one. I haven't done this one yet. Yep, you see what I mean? We're in the red. I knew it was gonna. If I had tried to hold out there any longer, yeah, this. It wants me to make one of these. No thanks. Don't have what it takes. And this isn't even the right one. See, only 275. It's not even high enough. That's just the highest thing I can make. When they want me to have a 300. 320, 320, 300. So, can't do that one. But alright. We did it. We beat Freeblade. Let's see. Let's zoom in on the face. Well, that's where I'm calling it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.